Golden State Warriors head coach Mark Jackson, former analyst for the mothership for the NBA Finals, back on the program. You're not number 2 on the all-time list in assist, right? Did Jason Kidd pass you?
You don't have to rub it in my face, man. Is that the way you start off my morning? Yes, Jason Kidd passed me.
Yeah. Were you upset?
No. I would be upset if you became number 2 all time, and then I'm behind you. As long as there's a legit guy in front of me, I applaud it, and I think it means a lot to me.
But you always thought you were better than Stockton, right?
I mean, what do you want me to say?
Yes.
I mean, he was a great player, an all-time great. If I'm standing across the floor from any other point guard that's ever played or any other player, I believe I'm better than him, and we're going to get after it. Now, that doesn't. When I leave away from the game, the guy was an incredible basketball player, and in the discussion for all-time great, and after Magic Johnson, I think I would go with Isaiah Thomas, but John Stockton is in the discussion with any point guard that's ever played.
What about Steve Nash?
He's in the discussion also. When you're talking about 2-time MVP, the ability to pass the ball, we've seen nothing like him as far as shooting, passing, the entire package from the point guard position. He's an all-time great, and he's truly in the discussion. And it's incredible that he continues to play at this level this late in his career.
But I see him – I can't see him staying in Phoenix. It just feels like he's going to take one chance at winning a championship. Or do you have him as a mentor role for maybe Jeremy Lin in New York? What do you think would make the most sense?
To me, he's better than a mentor role right now. He's still playing at an elite level. When you're talking about Jason Kidd, that's a different story. I think he'd be great as a backup and a mentor role. I think Steve Nash, when you look at his numbers, he's still a starter and he's still giving quality play at the point guard position. Now, I don't think he can play the type of minutes that he's played when he was younger, but he's certainly not a guy that's at this stage in his career a mentor.
I got John Stockton, then Jason Kidd. Mark Jackson is third on the list. What was it like when you moved past Magic Johnson on the all-time assist list? Did you feel guilty at all?
I didn't feel guilty. I was actually shocked. If you told me when I was a young kid that I would end up on the assist list ahead of Magic Johnson, I probably would have decked you, because there's no way in the world. To me, he's the greatest point guard by far that's ever played this game. We've seen nothing like him, and it meant everything to me to pass him because of the respect that I have for him as a basketball player, as a person, as a professional. It's still shocking to me when I look at the list and see my name ahead of his.
What was it like? Did you have that welcome to the NBA moment where you're guarding somebody that you used to watch on TV or read about?
To me, it was Magic and Isaiah, two guys that I watched, that I went into the park and tried to do some of the things that they did on the floor. My back down game was birthed out of watching Earl Monroe and Magic Johnson play the game. So to play against those guys was actually my welcome to the league moment, because I was in shock for a couple of minutes. I was incredibly blessed to fulfill a dream and to have an opportunity to play against those guys, and I didn't take it for granted.
He's Mark Jackson, Golden State head coach, joining us on the program. Being a coach now, you have certain coaches who get credit, sometimes too much credit. Some don't get enough credit, never will. Where do you see Erik Spoelstra? Let's say the Heat win. How much credit does Erik Spoelstra get for this?
Well, he's a great coach, and he's done a great job. And I think initially he was in a bad position, because when you put that big three together, you look at it and you say, they automatically going to win a championship. And that's not the way it works in this league. There's great players all throughout this league. There's great coaches all throughout this league. Tough situations occur, whether it be injuries, missed shots, what have you. At the end of the day, he took too much blame last year, and he's done a great job from day one. I got a lot of respect for him, the way he conducts himself, how he handles his team. He's a leader, and he's on the verge of winning his first championship as a head coach, and it's been great to watch. Not only him, but also Scott Brooks. I think those guys have done a great job together coaching their teams.
Russell Westbrook he's a point guard, two guard. I think we get caught up on labeling him a point guard, but I find him fascinating to watch, and I see a lot of Derrick Rose in him. You being a former point guard, what advice would you give Russell Westbrook in his game?
It'd be simple. Do you. Disregard what everybody else is saying. The way that he attacks on the offensive end and in games has put them in position to get to the finals. It'd be criminal for me to ask Derrick Rose to be Steve Nash or Jason Kidd, or Russell Westbrook to be Chris Paul. That's not his game.
But you'll let him be out of control, Mark, because there are times when he is out of control.
Well, I think people nitpick. There's times when you've got to reel them in and tell them, okay, well, I need you to get some guys involved. I need you to be a playmaker. But at the end of the day, his greatest strength is somewhat being out of control and keeping his foot on the gas pedal. And that creates openings for Kevin Durant and the rest of the cast. You look at that starting lineup, there's only two guys that are threats to score the basketball, and his aggressiveness puts those other guys in position to score the basketball. They need him to keep his foot on the gas pedal.
What do you do if you're Scotty Brooks tonight to try to make sure the Heat don't close this out?
Well, I think if you're Scotty Brooks, he's done a great job, but if I'm going down with my thoroughbreds, and I believe at some point you've got to put Serge Ibaka at the 5 because of his ability to make the mid-range jump shot, clog the middle. But what Miami has done so well is attack the paint area. I said going in that you have to make LeBron James and Dwayne Wade jump shooters. Those guys are enforcing their will upon the defense of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're in attack mode, and that has been the difference.
And here's another thing. It drives me crazy when I hear this. And by the way, LeBron said last year in the offseason he was working on his low post moves, and everybody, including myself, said, why aren't you working on your jumper? We've seen how dangerous he's been by going into the low post, and he's knifed through that defense there.
I don't think his jumper was the problem. He's not a guy that you look at even last year and say, well, he can't shoot the ball. He's a good jump shooter.
He's a streaky shooter, Mark. I don't think you're never going to be confused for Ray Allen, that's for sure.
Well, and that's even if he spent the summer working on his jump shot. So we don't have to worry about that. I think at the end of the day, he's become a nightmare to defend because of his mindset. Now he's putting guys on the block. He's putting the ball on the floor, and his game is starting on the inside out. He's not settling. You look at the Spurs, the way the Spurs beat him in the finals, they dared him to make jump shots. They packed it in. He's made the adjustment, and he's big, strong, and athletic, can put the ball on the floor, and when he makes his mind up to get into the paint area, there's not much you can do defensively, and he's a great passer.
He's also, I think, the best defensive guy in the league.
It's unbelievable to watch.
Okay, is there somebody better than him defensively, in your opinion, who's able to block, steals, and on-ball defense?
No. And Dwight Howard is an incredible defender. He's been the defensive player of the year. The difference with LeBron is he can defend 1 through 5. He can steal the basketball. He can defend on the perimeter. His strength, we've seen nothing like him. I'm amazed that people bash this young man, and it's going to happen even if they win a championship. People are going to continue to nitpick. But at the end of the day, he will go down as the greatest small forward that's ever played this game. And that's saying a lot because I have tremendous respect for Larry Bird. But we've seen nothing like LeBron James. And we need to embrace what this guy brings to the table and how he conducts himself also.
So he'll end up better than Bird, in your opinion?
Yes, and that's not that far away. I'm only being kind right now. When you look at his numbers, when you look at his body of work, the guy will be the starting small forward on the all-time top 5 list.
Okay, better passer, Bird, LeBron?
LeBron. And Larry Bird was a great passer, too, but LeBron James.
Game on the line. Who do you want to have the ball?
That's a totally different question.
No. We're doing all of these questions. I understand what you're saying with LeBron.
Larry Bird, because of his ability to score, and he embraces that situation. He can make plays by scoring the basketball.
Okay, LeBron right now, Jordan at the same age, 27. Who you got?
I would have to look at the numbers, but at the age of 27, LeBron James has accomplished more than anybody in the history of the game at the age of 27.
But I'm saying 27, these two matched up. Their talents. Jordan, 27, LeBron 27, and they're meeting in the finals?
I got to take Michael Jordan. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the guy was single-handedly carrying teams.
He hadn't won a title but he hadn't won a title then.
You're right about that. But he was. You look at his numbers, and he was dominating the league.
LeBron will never be better than Michael, in your opinion. I
won't say that. But when you look at LeBron's body of work up into 27, he's on his way to destroying numbers. This guy can very well go down as the all-time leading scorer. He can be an incredible rebounder, and he's going to be in the, in my opinion, top 5 assist men when you look at his body of work if he's able to sustain his pace. We've seen nothing like him. Michael Jordan is totally different because of his ability to score the basketball and his mindset too. But LeBron has the package overall like nobody we've seen in this game.
I agree. He's a hybrid of Magic and Michael, and I say that, people still, no matter what he does, it's never going to be good enough because all the hype that led up to this. Hey, it's good to talk to you. Keep working on your jumper. And
let me tell you, I'm watching you. You don't have the right to get upset when you miss a foul shot during the break, okay? Fix your face and step up and make the next one.
Dude, I do not miss. Do you know what my nickname is? The Clinic. I put on a clinic every time I'm out there.
You did not steal my son's nickname. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's right. It's your son's nickname, The Clinic. My bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, good to talk to you.
Keep up the great work, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Mark told me his son, these young kids now, everybody got to have a nickname. So he came in and he goes, my son's nickname's The Clinic. I said, The Clinic? Wait, he gave himself a nickname? Yeah, they call him The Clinic because he plays, it's like clinic. He's putting on a clinic. They called me The Clinic when I was in college. Completely different. They called me The Free Clinic back when I was in college.